Yes, I think at an early stage, I think that would be doable if you did it in a kind of clever way. So I'm trying to think now. There is someone who I've written a bio, and I've said something like their sound is like the bastard offspring of Noisia and DJ Hype or someone like that. So I think if someone else is doing it for you, it's a lot easier. It's really hard writing about yourself. It's horrible writing about yourself. But I think comparisons in the early stages, but I would say instead of comparing, because let's say you compared yourself to, I'm trying to move out of the drum and bass world and try and think of another example. Let's say, like, I don't know, Adam Beyer or something like that. If you're comparing yourself to someone who's right at the top or very renowned, you are guiding readers in a very, very heavy-handed way. So instead, I would put inspired by. So you could put like inspired by, labels such as Drumcode and artists such as Maro Picotto or something like that. So then you're not saying you sound like them, but you're inspired by them. Inspirations are really important. Some artists, certainly in the drum and bass world for years, didn't like being interviewed at all by mainstream press. They had their own press. They felt that the mainstream didn't get them, and they were pretty much right about that, really. There was a lot of, especially Mix Mag and DJ Mag, were always saying drum and bass and jungle were dead all of the time. There was always some kind of, they felt excluded by the mainstream media, but a lot of them just hated being asked what their influences were because it was such a boring question that every journalist would be like, what's your influences? What's your favourite colour? So I think it's really important to say where your sound is coming from. But if you were to say, I sound like so-and-so, especially if you're putting a high-level artist. And if you don't put a high-level artist, you put a low-level artist, then its chances are someone reading it is going to go, okay, so now I know how, and now I don't know how two people sound because you don't know the reference. So it's important to align yourself with certain artists or certain sounds. If you're really inspired by a particular person or a movement, include that. But if you don't want people, keyboard warriors, being like, you don't sound like him at all, then I wouldn't say you sound like him, I'd just say you're inspired by that person, that artist.